the latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. Audio equipment manufacturer Tascam has launched a podcast mixer, the Mixcast 4, which appears inspired by the Rodecaster in looks, at least. It comes with free podcast editor software and retails for $599. Clubhouse has added spatial audio for iOS users initially, and it'll make speakers sound as if they're spaced throughout the room. Leah Lamar is the new app icon as well. The app is seeing more than 700,000 rooms created each day, the company says, more than doubled from 300,000 in May. In the Netherlands, the programme for the Podcast Festival 2021 has been published. It's September the 23rd to the 26th. The theme this year is Take Me With You. And I have started a best practices website for podcast app developers, hosting companies and other parts of podcasting's infrastructure. You'll find it at podinfra.net. It currently gives expected behavior for user agents, descriptions, episode order, and audio files. More voices would be great for that, so please come and edit it. And to our friends in the UK, have a good bank holiday. It's a Monday, so time for some tech stuff. Dub is a new podcast host that uses Notion to host your podcast. You can follow along with host Adam Rochette in a Twitter thread where he's building it in public. Gary Arndt has written an introduction to podcasting 2.0. We link to that today from our show notes and our newsletter. Twitter has added an API endpoint for Twitter Spaces, their social audio system. It enables developers to look up live or scheduled spaces. We'll integrate it into our events website if there's interest. We did have a play over the weekend. Couldn't find any Twitter Spaces that were about podcasts, though. And we've added ceased shows, those that have removed their RSS feeds, to our podcast host changes page. There aren't very many of those, though. And as usual, Megaphone was the paid podcast host being switched to the most, observed gaining 39 shows overall last week, and Libsyn performed worst, losing 35 shows overall to other hosts.
Boostergram Corner.
Yes, welcome to Boostergram Corner. Send us some sats and a message. And every Monday I hope to read some of these out. Thank you to Mark Pugner, who says, keep up the great work. Thank you. 2,000 sats using Podfriend. That's very kind of you. In Israel, Brian of London says, I need to put Fluff Freeman's Top 40 music as a music track under Adam's jingle. It's called The Sounds of the Swinging Cymbal, I'll have you know. And no, I won't be putting it there because it's copyright. But thank you for the 500 sats using Podfriend. That's good of you, Brian. And Dave says, Spotify pulling in more shows in-house, which we reported on last week, seems to have nothing to do with statistics and everything to do with music licensing. Well, that's an interesting point. Perhaps that's the case. Anyway, thank you for your 2,091 sats from Fountain. And if you'd like to get a message through to Monday's Boostergram Corner, hit the boost button and send us a message. And if you don't have a boost button in your podcast app, get a better one at newpodcastapps.com. And that's the latest from our newsletter. For all the links, we're at podnews.net.